If you don't know who to main in Apex Legends, hopefully this video will help. Respawn did an excellent job at balancing the legends, which means it ultimately comes down to your specific playstyle. So, to help you find a suitable legend, I've ranked legends in 4 categories: the Playmakers, the Campers, the Supports, and the Utilitarians. Let me explain these playstyles, then we can jump straight into the top legends for each. If you want, just click the links in the description to jump to each playstyle. The Playmakers. You're the kind of person that drops tilted towers in Fortnite, lands in school on a angle, or runs down mid in Dust 2, and without a smoke. High octane moments fuel you, and you're hungry for kills. The Campers. Your early gaming days were filled with hiding in rooms with claymores in Call of Duty. Now, you're a master trapper in Fortnite, or you wait patiently for the right moment to strike in games like PUBG and Blackout. The Supports. You main supports in other games like Overwatch or League of Legends, and you know how powerful a good support player can be in turning the tides of battle. The Utilitarians. You like being crafty, making mind plays to trick enemies so that you can rack up easy kills. You're a master builder in Fortnite, or you know all the best spots in PUBG, or maybe you can read your enemies like a book in Blackout. Let's start with the Playmakers. Number 1. Lifeline. This might surprise you, but Lifeline is undoubtedly one of the best playmakers in Apex Legends. Why? Well, her survivability is incredible. If you're a good player, have good aim, and have mastered the movement mechanics, you'll be happy without any speed boost abilities or flashy damage moves. That's because instead, you get insanely fast med healing times with Lifeline's passive, an AoE healing bot, and constant high tier armor and med drops with her ultimate. This insane level of survivability just cannot be found anywhere else in Apex Legends. So this means you can rely on that survivability and the quick healing whilst you master the aiming and the movement mechanics in the game. Number 2. Bangalore. If you're looking for the best speed to get in and out of combat, Bangalore is the best choice. Her passive means that you can get a considerable speed boost when somebody shoots near you. You don't even need to get shot at. When you master this ability, you can zip in and out of combat at a moment's notice, making Bangalore one of the most agile legends in the game. What does that mean for a good Bangalore player? Well, it becomes very hard for enemies to hit you, which means you have more chance to get more kills without even going down in combat. You can also use Bangalore's smoke grenade as a very useful evade and engagement tool. Bangalore's ultimate ability is also very useful in the midst of combat when you want to lay down an extra layer of absolute carnage. Number 3. Wraith. When you're a playmaker, you need to be able to disengage when things get too hot and heavy. This is what Wraith does best. Her Q gives you a quick escape that can be used in so many different situations. Her ultimate is also a skill that has one of the best potentials in Apex Legends. Place the ultimate in smart positions to disengage and re-engage at a moment's notice, but plan it so if an enemy comes through the portal, they'll be met with a scary surprise. With some practice, you can outsmart even the best players with Wraith's ultimate. Up next, the Campers. Number 1. Caustic. With some careful planning, you can turn any room into an absolute death trap with Caustic's tactical ability. Throw down up to 6 mines that deal AoE damage to anybody in the area. They activate when shot at or when somebody walks near them. Caustic also has a good ultimate ability that lets you cover a very large area in gas that also deals damage over time. On top of this, Caustic can see enemies' outlines through his gas, which is very useful in so many situations. The fun in Caustic is setting up complex traps that you bait players into. How you set up the traps and how you bait players is completely up to you. Number 2. Gibraltar. Gibraltar is actually very versatile and one of the more underrated legends, but he does very well as a camper too. This is partly due to Gibraltar's passive ability. With this, when he zooms in, he gets a shield that covers his front. This is useful for sniping at larger distances when you want a bit of extra survivability, or for when you want to camp a corner and have survivability there too. Gibraltar of course has his tactical ability, which is a dome shield, And this is great for camping as well. This is one of the only abilities in Apex Legends that gives you portable cover. Number 3. Lifeline. Yep, she's back again. Her healing abilities make her an excellent choice for both you and your team if you like to camp. When players are trying to raid your building, it becomes a nightmare for them trying to deal with her constant healing from her drone. You can also revive allies quicker, and you'll get a small shield in front of you, which is put to its best use when you have your back up against a wall. Also, you can use your ultimate to block off entrances to a building with the drop pod. Up next, the supports. Number 1. Lifeline. Lifeline's abilities are meant to be used for supporting others, so it's no surprise that she ranks well here as well. With 25% faster revives and a shield whilst you revive, getting your players up is far easier with Lifeline. Also, her ultimate is in my opinion one of the strongest skills right now, and I'll explain why. Currently, armor in Apex Legends is very important. Having level 3 armor will make a massive difference over how long you can survive in a fight, compared to level 1 or no armor. If your teammates give you all the ultimate accelerants they can find, you're almost guaranteed to get some high level armor. This provides a huge advantage not just for you, but for your whole team. This is the kind of benefit that survives after you die, and it can help your team get the victory. Lifeline Support Drone is a really good support item too. Not only does it mean you can heal your allies quickly in the middle of a fight, but it also means that if you're a good Lifeline player, your teammates don't need to carry as many medical supplies, giving them more room for grenades and other items. Number 2. Gibraltar. Gibraltar's tactical ability, the Dome Shield, is an excellent way to give your teammates cover out in the open, or to provide cover whilst you revive them. Gibraltar's ultimate is an airstrike similar to Bangalore's, but his lands very quickly, which means you can throw it in the middle of combat to provide your teammates with a bit of extra help. Gibraltar isn't nearly as useful as Lifeline in my opinion, but he does suit a certain playstyle, and I think that he provides benefit to the team that many other legends do not. Number 3. Bloodhound. Bloodhound has a number of abilities which are great for providing tactical awareness to your team. Its tactical can be used to ping the nearby area, and if any enemies are nearby, you and your team will see their outlines, even if they are through walls. Bloodhound's passive can be used to track down enemies nearby too. Finally, with Bloodhound's ultimate, you can quickly chase down nearby players that are on low health thanks to the speed buff. Its ultimate ability also paints an outline of nearby enemies through walls and smokes, just like its tactical ability. Now, we finally move to the Utilitarians. Number 1. Mirage. Mirage is easily one of the most enjoyable legends, especially if you like tricking players and bamboozling their brains. Mirage's tactical ability is where he shines. With this, you place a hologram that will run in the direction you are pointing. So long as there isn't anything blocking its movement, it will continue to run. You can use this in so many ways to distract and divert players. You may think it might be a gimmick, but it works really, really well. It's hard to explain exactly how useful this is in such short time, so I'd suggest you watch my in-depth guide on him. Mirage's ultimate is also a very good escape tool. You'll be harder to spot for a short time and will move quicker, whilst also throwing a bunch of decoys to distract players. His passive isn't that great though, and really it's his tactical ability that makes him really, really useful. Number 2. Pathfinder. Pathfinder is an excellent legend when mastered. With his tactical ability, he can grapple himself forward. With practice, this can be used to swing great distances. His ultimate allows him to create a zipline which can be travelled on, back and forth. You can even shoot on it too. Pathfinder's passive lets him see where the next ring will be. With some creativity, Pathfinder has a kit that can be put to good use in so many different situations. Number 3. Caustic. Whilst Caustic can be good at camping, with some smart play he can be really good absolutely anywhere. There are only 2 things you need to understand about Caustic to know how to put him to his full potential. 1. His gas. It sort of works like a smoke grenade. It's not as thick, but it has the same qualities. And 2. His passive allows him to see through his gas, and you can see the outlines of enemy players. This is very, very handy. A good Caustic player will be able to use a gas mine in the middle of combat to evade or to trick players about his location. His kit is excellent for players that are able to stay calm and play around others by putting the gas mines to their full potential. And of course, the gas does deal damage over time, so it's a great way to deal extra damage in the middle of a fight. Alright, that is my overview of the best legends to pick depending on your playstyle. I hope this video has proven to be useful. Now, one thing to realize is that this is just based on my own opinion and my own experience with the game. What I'd suggest is you use this as a starting point to try some of these legends, and if you like them, learn how to master them. I think you'll get much better at this game if you pick 1 or 2, maybe 3, and get very good at those. Make sure to check out my channel and the Apex Legends Character Guides playlist if you want to learn more about playing a specific legend. Alright, cheerio!